I'm Brian Ankney with Motorcycle and Powersports News. Today with me is Aaron Carver from Lightspeed.
Yeah, hi Brian, how are you?
Great. I'm really happy that you took the time to chat with us today at the AIMExpo. You have your finger on the pulse of the industry with all the data that you have access to. What are some of the more exciting things that you've come across lately?
Yeah, I would say, if we look back over the last year, what we've really seen is consistent growth in the service department. So that's a strong point for dealers, and there's some different reasons for that. When we look at, things that we brought to the market that are really helping the dealers with that, we've got text marketing. So a dealer can go in today and run a retention report. So you think about all the units that they've sold over the last year. They can go in, and if a dealer has or a customer has not come back, they can actually go in and run a retention report and then text that out to those customers to get them to come back. Yeah, it's really helped drive service, getting those customers to come back. And the dealer inside Lightspeed today can see by customer how much that revenue is. So they know on an ongoing basis if they run those, it can keep driving it. Another innovation we brought out is service tech video. What that allows the dealer to do, or the tech to do inside the dealership, is when they're working on a unit and they see something else that they need to communicate back to that customer, they can actually take a quick video of that, text it back to the customer, and get instant approval back. If you think about texting, everyone responds to text. So instead of emailing or trying to call that customer, now you can text that over, get instant response back, and help drive more revenue through the service department.
Wow, so for the customer's experience, the technician is working on the bike and they notice that some other parts are worn that maybe the customer didn't come in on. They do a video and showing them, this is probably not safe. Text message goes to that customer who then, instead of thinking, oh, they're trying to sell me something, says, oh my gosh, that's not safe. And then they just text back an approval and the technician gets right to work.
Yep, they go ahead and continue on. And when the customer comes back, gives a much better customer experience and, helps drive more revenue in the service department.
Wow, that's great.
Over the 29 years, I started in customer support. That was me doing tech support for hardware. And on the weekends, I would actually fly out and install systems. So this was before I was married and had kids and all of that. But it's been a great ride. From there, I would say we moved into data and gathering that data and creating reports to help dealers. So we have our Lightspeed industry benchmarks today that allow a dealer to go in and see how they compare to other dealers, month to date. So let's say it's the 15th of the month. You kind of have a gut feel as a dealer, maybe where you stand. You can go in and see how you're comparing to everyone else. And if you're doing well, is everyone else doing well? Or are you above that? And that's across all departments, parts, service, sales. They can see, as of yesterday, where they stand for the month, and then compare themselves to the other roughly 4,000 dealers we have out there across Powersports.
Well, that's powerful to be able to see it in real time. A lot of people will say, oh, but if you look at reports at the end of the month, it's a month too late, right?
Yeah, yeah. We're trying to put that information in their hands, as real time as we can, to make sure they can, take those insights and act as they need.
Now, talk to me a little bit about some of the integrations that you have and how that makes it easier for dealers to do business.
Yeah, so, besides the data, my team has built integrations across all of our industries. But when we think about Powersports, we've partnered with pretty much every OEM aftermarket group and built integrations. So, some key ones there, if we think about VIN decoding, the VIN decoding then allows inside Lightspeed in a repair order or a sales deal, we can pull other information in. So in a sales deal, they can actually see what are the live promotions. So we have OEMs that we can show live promotions to the salespeople inside Lightspeed.
Oh, wow.
Inside service, when that VIN goes in and we decode it with the OEM, we can show whether the unit's still under warranty live. We can show service bulletins live from the OEM. So that way, the dealer doesn't have to take that VIN, go look it up in another portal, or go look someplace else. We're putting all that information in one spot for them.
Wow, that probably saves a lot of time.
Another one is parts locator. When a consumer comes in, and let's say you're the consumer wanting to buy a part, and I type that part into Lightspeed, if I don't have it in stock, I can actually see live, is it in the warehouse, at a distributor? Is it in one of my other locations? Or I can find it across all the dealers inside Lightspeed to see where else I could source that part. So maybe it's an obsolete part, I can still find it, get that unit repaired, and get the customer back on the road.
Wow. And that's a big deal. I mean, nobody likes to leave without having their problem solved, right? So if you can find that part and get that part for that customer, it's got to really improve customer experience.
Yeah, and even if you can't get it today, set up the expectation. I know it's in the warehouse. I'll have it for you in 2 days. We'll text you when it comes in.
So Aaron, you guys have thousands of dealerships that you work with. How do you listen to the voice of your customer and use that to help improve your product?
Yeah, so we're constantly listening to our customers. We actually have ways for those dealers to go in and create suggestions, vote on those suggestions, and then more dealers that vote on them rise up. So we're constantly taking that information as well as other innovation that we can look at in the industry and bring that to make it, remove friction and bring profitability to the dealer. One way we're looking at doing that is using all the data that we have, to help the dealers, bringing that into AI and other things that we'll be able to share more shortly.
Well, AI lives and dies and breathes data, and it sounds like you have all the data. So we're better for AI to succeed than with you, right?
Yeah, and I would say we don't have all the data. Our dealers have all the data. So it's us partnering with our dealers to bring these things. So it is really this network, this family of dealers, that really helping each other is where we see us growing.
Aaron, I really appreciate you taking the time to chat today.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was good, get some insight kind of on what's happening with Lightspeed.
Yep. Thank you for taking the time to join us. I'm your host, Brian Ankney. Today our guest has been Aaron Carver from Lightspeed.